This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This
Just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yes.
Monday? It's Monday?
A lot happened
I feel
this
like it's
weekend.
Friday already.
Yeah, it was a long weekend, a lot.
It was like a
news.
week's worth of weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right, guys, sadly, we're going to start with a few stars that lost their life over the weekend that we grew up with on our TVs, like Richard Simmons, Dr. Ruth, and Shannon Doherty. Wow. Shannon Doherty passed away from breast cancer on Saturday. She was only 53. She got her start as a child star on the last season of The Little House on the Prairie, playing Jenny Wilder. Later, she starred in the movie Heathers and on the TV show Charmed. But this was my jam. It was her role as Brenda Walsh on 90210 in the 90s that made her a star. Her former co-stars like Jason Priestley, Jenny Garth, and Tori Spelling called her a force of nature and courageous. Shannon was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015, but it later spread to her bones and brain. On a recent episode of her podcast, she talked about going back on chemotherapy. Let's take a look.
Like the idea of going through that all over again has wrecked me. Sorry? It's wrecked me in the sense of, like, yes, I knew I had stage 4. Yes, I knew it was really serious. But when you have to go to the hospital and you have to, get put under and a port put in you, it becomes very real in an incredibly different way.
And that wasn't that long ago.
No.
She's been famously battling this over the last decade, and very bravely, I might add.
Yeah.
And very openly.
Yes.
I was just going to say, I can't really remember a time when she wasn't.
Right.
Right.
I guess it's been closer to a decade, and it's just, I would just imagine you'd be worn out at some point.
Oh, I mean, watching her obviously on that podcast where she's being so vulnerable, saying how it's literally breaking her to do the thing that's going to hopefully keep her alive is so hard to see. But I just got to, congratulate her on being so courageous and being so honest and open in one of the hardest times of her life, both mentally, physically. And I think this is so valuable for anyone, whether they're going through cancer, whether they're a carer, whether they're a friend or a family member of someone who is suffering, to have that insight and someone be so open and vulnerable, because a lot of times people shut down and they can't talk about it and you don't know where their head's at and what they're going through. So I think it's incredibly beautiful of what she's done, and her legacy will live on forever.
Yeah, I've dealt with a lot of death this year, and she actually spoke about her upcoming death in a way that is just unbelievably brave. Take a look at this.
I don't want to die. That's the difference. I'm not afraid of dying. I just don't want to die. Like, ever. I'm not done. I'm not done with life. I'm not done with living. I'm not done with loving. I'm not done with creating. I'm not done with, hopefully changing things for the better.
The good thing is that she did change things for the better, but life is very unfair when it comes to death. I know personally it can just snatch the best away. So we wish her the best, and her memory will be a blessing.
Yeah, I was a fan of hers from 90210. I love that show. And
When I think about that show, I think about you.
Yeah, I love that show. And someone goes, now she's going to be back with Dylan.
I saw that in the Peach Pit in heaven. I saw that.
Yeah. I thought that was really lovely.
I love that.
That's Luke Perry's character. If you didn't watch 90210, they were a love interest. And, sadly, he's gone too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Some more sad news. We're also mourning the loss of Richard Simmons, who passed away Saturday, a day after his 76th birthday. He reportedly died of natural causes, and no foul play is suspected. Richard was a mainstay on TV in the 80s with his Sweatin' to the Oldies workout videos. Who could forget those? He also was known for his unhinged appearance on talk shows like Letterman, and made this memorable entrance on his first appearance on The Ellen Show. He was just always that guy.
He was always on. Yeah.
For the past decade, he's been out of the public eye, but recently started communicating with fans through social media. He did confirm in March he had been treated for skin cancer, but said he was doing well. I'm just happy for Richard in the sense that he was gone for the past decade, but the last year, he kind of felt the love. I don't know what he was feeling during that past decade, if he was shamed or didn't look like himself, whatever it may be. I'm glad he felt the love the last year before he passed away.
He even tweeted about the love on his birthday. I mean, he was alive until the very end saying thank you for all the love. So he felt it. We know he felt it. I met him once while he rolled down the window and yelled at me in LA saying to Brooks, you should hold her hand if she's so pretty, because we were walking to a bar, and he let us take this picture. And it was when people didn't really hear from him. And he just made people understand that being obese or heavy or wasn't bad, that you could work on it, and that he gave self-esteem to a lot of people that no one had addressed. Nobody.
Yeah. I mean, we give a lot of props, and it should be given to people like Lizzo that that have larger than traditional background dancers. But Richard Simmons was the first person ever to put people that were heavy on television. I think up until that moment, it was unthinkable to have anybody that wasn't, under 110 pounds. And he showed the whole world that the whole world doesn't look like just the people you see on TV. And it motivated people that he'll never know. But he started people on a fitness journey and really changed the course of fitness, I believe, in this country.
Oh, and it's his love, it's his vibrancy, it's that energy, that glow that not many people have. And he had it, like you said, every single time. Have we got the clip of Jeff with him as well? Because that's the best.
Me sweating.
I love it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe
Yeah,
it.
I got a chance to work out on one time. I don't have a shirt on because he took it off.
Of course.
Yeah, and you see him holding it right here. He's holding
He's
the
calling.
He's on the phone
Yeah, so
with
that's
it.
me and my wife Jordan, and one of my good friends, Bob, is a good friend of
That's
Richard Simmons.
epic.
I love
Epic.
I just watched that whole clip just for the shirt throw. Right at the end, there's a little Magic Johnson there. I love it.
Amazing.
But he really was that guy, and then that was a while back. And you could go take a class like in Beverly Hills and work out with him, and he was that guy, class after class, So he just brought the energy.
Yeah.
Brought the energy. And finally, Dr. Ruth Westheimer. I didn't even know that was her last name.
I thought it was
Dr.
Ruth.
like Madonna. Yeah, Sadly, where she got us all talking about sex, she died sadly at the age of 96. Dr. Ruth died peacefully at her home in New York City with her children at her side. As a girl, she escaped Nazis in her home of Germany, but later went on to break the stigma surrounding sex. She had her call-in radio show, which we all remember, and columns she wrote for Playboy. She was also a frequent guest on late night shows like this. Look at David Letterman, how uncomfortable he was. Also
please.
shocking the host over her frankness. So there he goes. He's out.
So
But
so if you don't know about Dr. Ruth, at 10 years old, she ran away from Germany, and the Nazis killed both her parents.
Wow.
And she was in Switzerland, and she had to survive on her own. And then she went back and joined what was now the Israeli Defense Forces. And I think we have a picture of her as a trained sniper. This is Dr. Ruth
What a
as
life.
a trained sniper. She was actually an incredibly good sniper. She was actually injured as well. And then she went on to just open up our world. We talk about Richard Simmons. She would say things like, the biggest 6 inches isn't between your legs, it's between your head. So she talked about brains and fantasy and things no one, and kinks.
Right.
And things no one had talked about. And
Things that people thought were wrong with
and
them.
shameful, that's right. And she gave a voice, and she made it dignified.
Right.
And man, she will be missed. She will be. She was a force, 4'7", but she left a really big legacy.
There you go.
Got
You
it.
taught me a lot about her, but you kind of gave that sniper photo. You kind of trumped it up a little bit.
You think?
You're like, she was the best, maybe the best sniper that ever lived.
The best ever. I don't know.
we
She,
like-
It sounds a little
She
bit
hit-
a lot of
movie
Trump
stars.
news over the weekend. Obviously, this is entertainment.
Oh, I
It's part
get
of the
it.
show.
Bigly.
But
No, she hit 5 targets, and she could do it on a command in a row.
Maybe the best ever.
Maybe the best ever. No one's ever seen anything.
No
like
one's ever seen a sniper like Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
That's right.
All right, coming up on DBO, we're making a little light of it, but
Yeah, that's
sadly they
right.
all passed away. We try to put a smile on people's
Little
faces.
levity, there you
That's
go.
right. We're talking all about Alec Baldwin's manslaughter case getting dismissed. What led to the judge's decision? And former Bachelor contestant Daisy Kent is telling us all about fighting through her health struggles. Welcome back to DBL. Alec Baldwin's manslaughter case has been dismissed over misconduct. So on Friday, Alec broke down in tears after the New Mexico judge dismissed the case. He then hugged his lawyers, then turned around and hugged his wife, Hilaria. During testimony last week, it was revealed someone brought ammunition to police saying it could be related to the shooting of Helena Hutchins on the Rust movie set. Prosecutors kept this from the defense because they thought it was unrelated and unimportant. The judge said this late evidence was highly prejudicial to Alex's case and ruled charges cannot be filed against him. That was a lot of legal jargon.
Yeah,
there.
There was misconduct with bullets that could have been brought to the defense that weren't.
Right. Tori, we've kind of gone back and forth on this case.
Yeah.
I think they were just looking for a reason to dismiss it. And I don't know a lot about the court system, but it didn't seem like there was a lot of evidence against Alec, the actor.
I see your point. I do understand it. I'm not looking for Alec Baldwin to get taken in, but for the justice of Helena Hutchins, I would think that the person who operated the weapon that went off when you're not supposed to during some kind of rehearsal or whatever it was should hold some kind of responsibility in some way. And what I don't understand is, let's say this didn't work, there was misconduct, bullets were put in the wrong file, whether or not it was misconduct or not. Why can't they bring it again? And why can't they bring it to him as a producer who overlooked the safety of the set? I don't get this I can't ever bring this again thing. That's what I don't get.
I don't understand why you're so steadfast in that. The armorer's job, to describe an armorer's job, is to protect the weapons.
Right,
That's their job on set.
And she got
Why
charged.
would Alec Baldwin, the actor, be charged in any sort of fashion when this is someone's job? If a lighting thing falls on your head, should you be charged because you're hosting the show? Or should the lighting person be charged because they put it up there?
Obviously the lighting, right? But he held the actual evidence, and you're not supposed to point. The cardinal rule as an actor is you don't point it at someone.
But you're not a marksman. You're not a specialist. You're an actor. And the armorer is supposed to get the gun set for you.
And she's been charged and convicted.
And justice has been served in my mind. I don't know.
Because, well, in this situation, Steph, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Any set of hands that armorer puts a movie set weapon into is not qualified to handle it. That's why you're here.
That's literally, she's the expert, was the expert, right? And I'm in full agreement with you on that. I think that's where for me, the responsibility lies.
Yeah. I can see that. I do understand. I just don't.
If it was an animal on set, and it was like a chimpanzee, and I was a professional, and I was like, okay, here's.
But it wasn't. It was a human being.
No, but whatever the specialty is.
But maybe he didn't.
When
know
I hand it to,
he didn't know it was loaded. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, when I hand that animal to anybody, whether it's a snake or a reptile, I'm the expert. Steph is just going to hold it. You're just going to hold it. And then if it bites you, I can't be like, oh, you put your hand too close to the nose.
Then why claim I never touched the trigger? Because you're not supposed to on a set. Again, I'm not trying to put Alec Baldwin behind jail.
No, you're presenting another side.
Yeah, it's just that I felt like there's negligence there's responsibility on both. But I get it. It's out.
You're presenting another side, the losing side.
Yeah,
I guess
the
so.
openly losing side. That's why you're backing down and slunching.
What else is new, huh?
I almost sent that to you, but there was so much going on over the weekend. I was like,
I thought of you
there
too.
were so many things going on.
I know.
Coming up on DBL, former Bachelor contestant Daisy Kent is sharing her inspirational story of battling multiple health issues. That's coming up next.
Welcome back. Daisy Kent was a fan favorite and runner-up on the season 28 of The Bachelor. But outside of being a reality TV star, she's faced life-altering health battles. And now she's sharing her story and helping to spread awareness. Earlier, we spoke with Daisy all about it. Take a look. Please welcome to the show, Miss Daisy Kent.
Well, we're so happy to have you. Daisy, you're part of a campaign to educate people about meningitis, and that's because you actually got meningitis when you were just 19 years old. So did you know anything about it before being diagnosed?
So actually, when I was diagnosed, I didn't know anything about meningitis, and my parents didn't know much either, which is a huge reason right now that I'm partnering with GSK on their Ask to Be Sure campaign, because I want to bring more awareness about it. You know, when I got really sick, I was 19, and when a doctor came in with a hazmat suit on, I was really confused, didn't know what was going on, and I was very, very sick. And so I just want to spread more awareness and help other people, because especially with college coming up and starting, the age group 16 to 23 is where people are more susceptible to get it, because they're in college dorm rooms, they're in kind of that atmosphere where they're in, they're going to parties, they're doing things like that. So I just want to be able to help, because I want more people to be safe.
Yeah, we appreciate that. What were your symptoms, and how scary was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was extremely scary. So when I was a freshman in college, I had a really bad headache. I went to bed at, I had been studying, and I went to bed, woke up at 2 a.m., had a really bad headache, and then fell back asleep, woke up in the morning, and it was even worse. And I tried to go to biology class, and I looked over at my roommate, and there was a shocking pain that went down my spine, and it literally felt like knives were just cutting in. Yeah, so I went to the on-campus doctor, and they told me to go to the ER. Went to the ER, found out I had to get a spinal tap, and yeah, it was the most pain I've ever been in my life.
We appreciate your bravery on this. Meningitis has always been one of those things that I just can't really get a hold of. I understand it, but I kind of don't. So when you're talking to people like me and just the general public, what do you hope that others learn about meningitis and getting vaccinated?
Yeah, definitely. I just want, I know from experience I wasn't knowledgeable about it, and my parents weren't either. So that's a huge reason why, again, I'm partnering with GSK on their Ask to Be Sure campaign, because I want parents to be able to talk to their doctor, and I want young adults to be able to do that too, to make sure they're getting all of the information about it. And so to get more information, you can actually go to asktobesure.com, and there's a lot you can do about it, and I just want people to be more knowledgeable about that and learn more about it.
That's fantastic. My friend got it in college, the same thing as you, and said the neck pain, same thing, just like knives. It was awful, so that's a big symptom we should be aware of. You've also talked about your other health battles. In fact, you got a cochlear implant about a year before going on The Bachelor. I wanted to ask you, what encouraged you, good for you, to go on national TV amongst all these health battles that you've been feeling? What made you want to do that?
You know, I just felt like it was all happening for a reason, and when I was asked to go on, I just kind of took the leap of faith, and I realized from being on that how important it is to share your story, and now I've been given this platform, and I feel so blessed to have it, and I want to use it in a positive way. And I know when I was going through things, I always didn't have somebody that I felt like was advocating for it and making more awareness about it. And so I just want to be that person. And so right now I'm focusing more on those health things and how I can be an advocate. And so right now I'm really focusing on working with GSK on the Ask to Be Sure campaign. So I'm really excited about this and hoping that we can make a lot of awareness about it and help other people.
Saving lives. Great job. So much, Daisy, for joining us, sharing your story today. I'm telling you, college, anybody who has kids or grandkids in college, please share this interview. DBL Nation, also go to asktobesure.com for more information. It's life-saving. Thank you so much, Daisy. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you all for having me.
Welcome back. Do you find it more difficult to exercise during the hot summer months? It's a good excuse.
Yeah,
definitely.
I know.
If you do, you are not alone. Experts say exercising when it's hot outside is more about going slow and steady than pushing yourself. Your body will be working harder because of the heat, obviously, so make sure you hydrate in advance of your workout. I love those little hydration packets.
Yeah, you like those liquid IVs.
Liquid
or whatever.
IVs?
Yeah.
I love them, yeah.
I've never tried that. I've been doing lifting weights. Chelsea Handler just put out a thing saying lifting really helped her body shift. So I've been doing indoor lifting.
Body ship?
Yeah.
Body shift. I need a.
What a breakthrough.
I need a
You
body
should start
shift.
a gym?
No,
I don't know.
women often think lifting will give them too bulky a muscle
It's
mass.
actually really hard to get muscly. So
yeah,
don't worry
so
if
she
you do
said
that.
to tone up.
Yeah. I don't. Steph, what do you do?
If I'm going to work out, I do it early in the morning because I hate being really hot. But aside from working out, if you've got pets, if you're walking your dogs or you are outside in the heat because it's summer right now, please, I beg you, walk your dogs in the morning, keep them in the shade. There's nothing worse than seeing a dog suffering in the heat.
Thank you.
I know
Their
that's
paws
not
are burning.
exercise, but we're walking, so being proactive. Please, I hate seeing this.
I don't mind.
Tutorials.
Well, that is the worst.
All right, something that helps your joints along with exercising is Omega XL. It's a powerful joint support that's helped millions of consumers and is backed by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 800-814-6985 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information. Before we go, Princess Kate made an appearance at the men's final at Wimbledon on Sunday.
It was a good
Are you guys
appearance.
becoming the same person?
I know. Like, what is
The
happening?
crowd gave her a standing ovation as she came down the steps and took her
Rightfully
seat
so.
in the royal box. What happens if there's no royals there? They don't sell that seat?
No, I don't know.
Oh, well. She was with her daughter Charlotte and her sister Pippa.
Absolutely
Pippa
gorgeous.
was there.
Yep.
There's more to this story, huh? Later, she and Charlotte chatted with the men's champion from Spain. This was Kate's second public appearance since revealing she was being treated for cancer. Steph, time to shine.
I am absolutely thrilled to see Kate shining like the absolute star that she is, being a beautiful example of the royal family at Wimbledon, the event of all British events. Also, very sorry to England, everybody, right now. I am feeling for you last night in the Euros. We did our best. Love you all.
See you tomorrow.